Hi guys, welcome to F1 Podcast. This is episode number 105.
Alright Max, let's talk a little bit about McLaren. Now McLaren have been near the bottom of the time sheets, and you know there's been a lot of talk about whether they're sandbagging or not, and I actually said in a couple of comments that I thought they were keeping a little bit in reserve. But now we've had Martin Whitmarsh and a couple of other McLaren people saying yes, we are actually behind. And that could be sandbagging in itself, mind you. But it does seem that McLaren don't have the package that they would like to have going into Melbourne, and I think that McLaren are the best team, you know, them and Ferrari, in terms of developing the car throughout the season. They will get over whatever problems they have, but I actually think probably they do have a slight problem at the moment, mate.
Mate, I agree with you. I initially thought, you know, this is bullshit, these guys are sandbagging. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, it's a game of brinkmanship. I mean, let's be honest. Every team pre-season testing is, everyone's always, you know, holding the cars pretty close and all that sort of thing. But unfortunately, from you guys that are McLaren fans, and I know Pep and I are McLaren fans as well, they have some issues. They have some serious issues that need to be ironed out. I mean, you look at them, you know, changing the floor of the car to try and generate some more downforce and all this sort of thing. These guys have got some problems. There's no doubt about that. However, in saying that, I still expect McLaren, especially in Australia, to be up there or thereabouts when it comes to the front of the grid. However, if any team is going to be able to turn a disadvantage back into an advantage,
McLaren's the one.
In no time at all. Yeah, you've got it. Team Macca, they'll be there. They have the spend that for example, that your Williams don't have to make up that lost ground. These guys will just throw a million people at it and fix it. And the same can be said for Ferrari as well. Yeah. But a little bit concerning about McLaren, but I don't think everyone should start throwing their toys out of the cot at the moment. They'll come good, there's no doubt about that. But it's quite interesting to see McLaren pretty much at the bottom of the timesheets, mate.
It's very interesting, and before we filmed this episode we were talking a little bit about who's got the pace, and Toyota seem to be doing pretty well.
God, I hope Toyota do well this year.
They need to win a race.
Bloody hell. Let's go. Let's go, Toyota, for heaven's sake.
And, you know, there's some questions about the Red Bull pace and BMW and others, so, you know, as usual, you just don't know. And I'm a firm believer that even when you do a very quick lap time, even when you have a lot of fuel in the car and you do a very quick lap, no one will actually know that, because they'll think you're sandbagging. They think that you've got something, you know, in reserve. So, you know, it's only the technicians and those people who know the fuel loads and who know exactly what's going on will be able to say, you know what, shit, we've got a very quick car here. And for you and I, for you guys and us, we're not going to find out until qualifying in 2 weeks' time in Melbourne as to who really has the pace.
Absolutely, there's no argument about that at all, mate. You're 100% right. I really want to, I expect and I really want to see big things from Toyota this year. But more importantly, when it comes to Toyota, I want to see Timo Glock step up this year.
Oh, I'd love to see. I love to.
He's had a full season in Formula One under his belt now. He's a feisty young German, and Germans only know one way, and that's straightht's.
And he's got plenty of pace, Max. Timo's got heaps of pace.
Yeah, I know you're a massive fan. Oh, yeah. And Timo
up
does
there
have
with
the pace. Up there with Ant. No, Ant's up there. Timo's out, come on. But yeah, I really expect big things from Timo this year. I expect truly to continue his good form over the last season. And I'd like to see truly, you know, better himself this year as well. The Toyota looks good. The chassis looks great. Fuck your livery. The chassis looks good. It seems to be a fairly quick car, which is great. I'm expecting big things from Seb Vettel this year as well, in the Red Bull, the RB5.
His teammate.
Oh, I'm expecting his teammate to just, you know, get podium in Australia. There's no doubt about it. Top step would be nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Webber. So we've got to, we find ourselves, I guess, this year in a situation where, if we're talking about the latter part of testing, we've got a lot of teams that are right up there. They're there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
We can now talk about your Toyotas. We can talk about your Red Bulls. We can talk about your Ferraris. All that sort of thing. McLaren, okay, they will iron their problems out. We do know that. But there's a lot of your Brawn GPs.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have bloody thought.
I'm waiting for someone to really put a big surprise into Formula One, and a couple of people have talked about that, about who's going to surprise. And I'd like to see one team or two teams really make the
Brawn
jump.
GP for all we know.
It could be, you know, it could be Toyota, or it could be, you know, someone else. But I think there will be that surprise come Melbourne, that someone will actually pull it out of the box and say, and we'll all say, whoa, look at that, you know. I can't believe that this guy's on the second row or whatever. So
yeah, you're right. You know what's going to make tipping really difficult this year, and Pep and I were discussing this off camera as we have on a number of occasions now, is those bloody wide front wings. There's going to be carnage, mate. I'm picturing turn 1 going down the straight into Australia, the right-hander that goes around to the left. I'm picturing all sorts of trouble there, mate. So it's going to make tipping this year per race very, very difficult.
Alright Max, well, with 2 weeks to go, the next video that we do will be race tips. We will have to put our balls on line and do some tips for the Australian Grand Prix. So that's all we've got for this episode, mate.
Pretty much.
And we'll see you next week for the next episode.
Alright guys, see you later.
Okay, bye.